Okay, so let's talk about the loop, right? I don't know. I'm not going to really explain what the loop is because you already took the previous, course, so I know that everybody knows the loop at this time. This is going to be just brief review. Most of you, I mean, this is going to be really like brief review for many of you. So I'll just open a Python shell, right? Okay, so let's just write a simple loop, which is while loop, right? Let's say the count is equal to 1, right? And then while, and then count is to, let's say 3. And then let's say count is equal to, no, let's say print count. No, let's say count is equal to count plus 1, right? And then print count, right? And then let's say print end. Okay, so that's very simple. Oops, sorry. Print end, right? Okay, so let's just run this code, file run. Okay, so 2, 3, 4, right? So, okay, first of all, we know that it's, so this is a loop, right? So, for example, let me just briefly explain how this works, right? Okay, so that's the basically I don't know if I can write this. Good, I can write this. You know what? This is good. So okay, so this is a loop, right? So you know that it's whenever you have a loop, you know that make sure that you have indentations, right? So there is indentations here, right? Meaning that these 2 lines of code belong to this while loop, right? The first of all. And then, so we have a variable count, right? Variable count. Initially, the count value is 1, right? So it's a 1. Initially it's 1, right? And so what is this? What is this expression is called? Anyone? Any volunteer?
Is that the sentinel value?
Oh no, it's not the sentinel value. It's sentinel value is something else. Okay, it's a Boolean expression. So what is a Boolean expressions?
True or false?
True and false.
0.
Thank you. So true or false, right? So you know that it's every time when you have a while loop, you have a Boolean expressions, right? Okay, now, and then so, most important thing in the while loop and the for loop, right, is that you should be able, if you can trace down the loop, then you are fine. You are in a good shape. You don't have to worry about anything. I'm saying that with a pencil and paper, okay? Without running the Python code, you should be able to analyze the loops, and at the same time, you should, I mean, as long as you can follow the loop, you can trace down the loop without, running the Python shell. I mean, what I'm saying is just pencil and paper, right? Then I think you are in a good shape. So let's just trace down this loop. So initially this count is 1. So at this point is what? Hold on. At this time the count is 1, right? Is that 1 is less than or equal to 3? Yes or no? It's true, right? Yes. So as long as this Boolean expressions, as long as this Boolean expression is true, it's gonna keep running, right? Keep executing the code inside the loop. So now the count is gonna be count plus 1. So count variable will be increment by 1. So now my count is 2, right? And then it will print 2, right? Then what? Then let's go back to the loop, right? Now the count is a 2. Is that 2 is less than or equal to 3? Yes. So then this will be executed. So this time my count variable is 3, right? And then it will print 3, of course. And when it's done, then let's go to the while loop. Okay, so you know what? What I mean by trace down is this. Let me just starting from the beginning. So loop number 1. So this is going to be on the midterm. Okay. So this is a loop number 1, right? In the loop number 1, so here is my count value. In this case, only variable that I have to trace down is the count because this is very simple loop. So in the loop number 1, after loop number 1 is done, my count value is going to be 2, right? And then the output is going to be 2, right? It will print 2. And then it's done, right? And the loop number 2, since the count is 2 is less than or equal to 3, so this is loop number 2. My count variable is increment by 1, and then it will print 3, right? You know the print statement. I'm done, right? And then go to the while loop, in the loop number 3, and is that 3 is less than or equal to 3? Yes. And then my count will be incremented. So in the loop when the loop number 3 is done, is completed, my count value is a 4, and then my program will print 4, right? I'm done. And go back to the while loop. Okay, go back to the while loop, and then is at 4, right? At this point, my value is a 4, right? Is that 4 is less than or equal to 3? No. So that's a false, right? So I'm done with the loop, and then we'll print end, right? As you can see in the output. Okay, so here's my questions. So I know that this is very simple, but in the midterm, the questions that I'm going to ask you is, I'm going to give you the sample code like this. I'm going to ask you, how many loops, okay, how many, if you look at this code snippet, right? How many, how many times these 2 lines of code be, executed? How many? What is the answer? How many times? How many times this statement will loop? How many times?
3 iterations.
How many iterations?
3.
3. Yes. Right? This looks easy, right? But I can simply change in a couple of lines, for example. Instead of a 3, right? What I can do it is when the count is, let's say 89, right? And instead of counting 1, I'll say count is 11. So what is the answer? How many times? Think about it, okay? So this type of exam type of question is going to be in the midterm. Okay, think about it. And you know what? I can make this problem a little bit difficult. For example, I'll say the sum is equal to 0. And I have to say the sum is sum plus count. Okay? By the way,
Professor,
yes.
The answer to that is, so whatever the increment is, you divide it by the value. So for example, if it was 89 and the increment was 1, you would divide it by that, and that would give you the answer.
No.
Or if it
no,
was
no.
11, if the increment was 11, you divide it by the value of 89, and it'll give you the increment.
No. Actually, you don't need any division, but think about it, okay? I don't want to give you the answer, but you don't need the division at all. But anyway, so the sum is equal to sum plus count, right? If I just add this line, right? I need a volunteer. What does this code does? Let's say I forgot about the 89. Let's say count is 1 and count is less than or equal to 3. If I just add this line, right? This whole thing does what? Any volunteer? Alex? Adam? Or
I believe the sum line takes the final count and then adds 1 to it. So you have it where it ends at 4, but then it would take that final count and sum it up.
Sum it up to from what to what?
4 plus 1, right?
No. Okay. So the thing is, I'm not going to answer your question right now because everything is going to be on my video lecture. Okay. So please watch my video lectures, especially, let's see.
It would be, I'm just guessing, I think it would be 80, it would be 78 iterations. Based on, if you change count and you left the increment to 1, I'm guessing it would be 78 increments.
Yeah, I mean, think about it. Think about it and give me the answer next time. Okay? But anyway,
Excuse me, Professor?
hold on. Let me just wait. Wait.
Nice.
Okay, so the thing is, if you look at this part 6.1 and 6.2, right? And it's going to...
It's 7.
Okay.
Sorry, my logic was a little messed up.
Joe, please let me finish, okay? Okay, so the 6.1 and 6.2 is going to explain about this code, right, in detail, okay? So what I'm trying to say is that make sure that you watch all of my video lectures. I mean, if needed, you need to watch it multiple times, right? Sometimes, you have to watch, same video again and again, right? It takes time to fully absorb the lecture material, right? So my point is that please make sure, to allocate enough time to watch and study all of my video lectures and then take the quiz and finish everything on time, okay? So any questions? Okay, by the way, this is what I meant by trace down the loop with a pencil and paper, okay? So if you can do this, no matter what, okay? No matter how lengthy this code is, as long as you can do a pencil and paper approach, right? Then I think you fully understand the loop. Okay, so basically all my video lectures are going to explain about how to trace down the loops. Okay. Thank you. Any questions about this lecture material? Okay, good. So I'm going to stop recording.